And we are back. Welcome to Coach Talk, and I'm here with LJ. Hi, LJ.
Hi, Dave. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Coach Talk, where Dave and I are going to explore a new rabbit hole that I have no idea what it is.
We do this every week, and we love it. I'm going to do something maybe a little bit different today, and it may not be really coach related, but it's a bit of fun anyway. So are you happy to go with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. So we were talking recently about 5 laws to live by, and this was on just a previous podcast that we'd brought out, and that was Murphy's Law, Gilbert's Law, Kidlin's Law, there was Wilson's Law, and I think there was Falkland's Law.
Falkland's Law. How good was that to just dive down completely random laws that are all intertwined?
Yeah, and they all mixed in, and it made sense, and the end of it, our podcast all came together, and it was like, that's pretty cool. So what I did recently, I did a bit of research, and I came across something which is in an old email from many, many years ago. And this is just a bit of a fun podcast. This is not really coaching related, but I thought just something that we can have a talk about, which may give it a little bit of humour, something different for our listeners, just because we've been doing a lot of deep diving and a lot of almost intense work with some of the things we talk about recently with our coaching. So I thought, you know what, we're going to explore a few more laws, but these are on a comical, on the fun side. So I've given you, LJ, some paper with some stuff on it, and I just thought for our listeners, what we can do is take it in turns going through these laws of what we got, and they're just basic laws that I'm sure people can relate to in some shape or form, because I'm looking through these and yes, I do. So there's probably a couple that maybe I don't, and we can jump off that ledge when we get to them. But a lot of these are like, wow, this one's happened to me. So I thought, why not? Let's have a bit of fun. Let's get the listeners listening in and just saying, yes, this is relevant. No, it's not. And of course, if you like, jump on the website afterwards. We'd love your feedback and let us know how you go with it. So are you ready to kick off?
Absolutely. Can I just say, having read through the list that you've given me, I really, really like this approach, because life's hard enough, it's serious enough when we need it to be. And I think as we become adults, we forget how to have fun, and more importantly, how to actually take a step back and have a bit of a giggle about ourselves and some of the choices that we make, and just appreciate the irony of sometimes it doesn't work out, but it doesn't always have to not work out for the bad reasons.
Yeah, 100%. It's therapeutic to have a laugh at yourself.
Very much so.
Yeah, and I've seen it in group environments previously where people or one person will not have a laugh at something that didn't work for them, and they've been upset by it or it's affected them. And I've seen guys go, oh, did you like that? And adversely, they've had a bit of a giggle at themselves. Other people have had a laugh, and it keeps things lighthearted. It keeps the frame in a positive way. Laughter's a great thing, so this does tie in. Yeah.
And it's great because it also helps you see a strength of character.
Yeah.
Because we judge ourselves so much that when we can flip it and have a bit of a giggle at ourselves and appreciate we're human, we don't get it right all the time, but there's a lot of strength in actually investing in that side of the coin as a human being as well. So
absolutely.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. So I'll do the first one, and we'll just go one to one. I like these. These are really cool, and I'm glad I found this when I was sifting through some things just recently. The first law I want to talk about is the law of mechanical repair. After your hands become coated with grease, your nose will begin to itch and you'll have to pee.
So true.
And you and I work on cars, so we love our motorsport.
So true.
How is it when there's grease all over your hands and you've just done something with the car and that's it? Itchy nose, got to pee.
Absolutely true. And you just like, seriously? 'Cause there's no other word for it, but seriously?
Seriously? So I can relate to that one 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love this. This is going to be so much fun to explore.
What's your next one?
The second one is the law of gravity. So any tool, nut, bolt, ball, whatever, when dropped, will roll into the least accessible place. How many times have you been at the back of the car in somewhere in tight spaces and you've dropped something and it's rolled under the car?
Yep, into the centre.
Into the centre. I think it happened when I bought my shopping home the other day. Good old paper bags, they're back, which I actually like. But my berries went through the bottom and spread everywhere through my garage.
I have nothing to say.
Can I just say politely, those little suckers can roll quicker than anything I know. So, yes, the law of gravity is very true. The least accessible corner is where you'll find it.
There must be a thing with cars where I think I've said every time I work on my car, seriously. and I drop something comes out, a nut comes out or a bolt falls down into the centre of the car, right down the middle, under the car, and I must say it every time. Seriously?
It's an oxymoron kind of saying.
It's just a favourite. Yeah, seriously.
What do you got next for us?
Okay, so we have law of probability. The probability of being watched is directly proportional to the stupidity of your act.
Oh, can I disagree with that one?
You can jump in and disagree with anything you like.
Because I think whilst in some respects that's true, however, that can be taken a few different ways. And I think if we worry about who's watching us and what we do, then we really have to evaluate our actions on a whole different level. So that one I'm going to say no deal on that one.
Did you put your arms, did you cross your arms like, no deal. Okay, I have a story for you.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday I was at the gym and I'm doing a good thing. I'm doing gym work at the moment, so I'm improving myself a little bit. And yesterday the gym was pretty busy, people everywhere, and there would have been, I don't know, at least 30 or 40 people in this gym. It was packed. And there was a guy using a set of free weights and he took too much weight off one end of the barbell.
Oh, that's going to
hurt. And it flipped upwards onto the floor. Things came crashing down. And there were people watching him because they were waiting to use his equipment. Everything just did not work out for the poor guy and he could not disappear up himself quick enough. He just was so embarrassed by the whole thing. And this does remind me of the probability of being watched is directly proportional to the stupidity of your actions. But I hear you.
I guess the flip side of just if we take that through your story is if it's going to happen, make sure it's something good.
It's going to be really huge. If you're going to fail, just really tank it.
Fail epically.
Your turn.
The law of random numbers. If you dial a wrong number, you'll never get a busy signal and someone always answers. Have you ever done that where you've launched full on into a conversation?
Yeah, I have.
So my beautiful dad and I talk my story told me that, Jay. My beautiful dad and I talk almost every night. I love catching up with him in his world, and his last two digits happen to be the same as somebody else that I know.
Okay.
So here I am thinking I'm talking to my dad, just launched into this whole story, and they're like, "Who is this?" So it does pay to look at the whole number, not just the last two digits.
It does.
It's very true, very true.
I would have liked to be a fly on the wall.
It was a funny conversation. It was sort of, I guess it does roll back into, yes, if you're going to do something when you're being watched, it's epic fail.
Yeah. Epic. Tank it.
Tank it.
Really tank it. Okay, the law of the bath. When the body is fully immersed in water, the phone rings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless that's the only downside. How many people? And we're not going to run a poll on this, although it would be interesting. How many people take their phones into the bathroom with them and into the shower with them?
Well, I know people that take their phones into the spa and they'll put it right above their heads when they're having a spa with family or friends or whatever. I've seen that.
Really?
Yep, I've seen it. Yep, they can't let go.
But that is true. Or someone knocks on your door.
Yeah, you just get interrupted.
That's the other one. Either the phone rings or someone knocks on your door.
Yeah. Your turn.
The law of, is it close encounters?
Law of close encounters.
Okay, the probability of meeting somebody you know increases dramatically when you are with somebody you don't want to be seen with. I wonder for all our Tinder dates out there how many times that's happened.
I forgot about that one. So isn't that yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, you're
These are
out there
very
doing
funny.
something and suddenly, and I just had one come to mind is the law of when Dave gives LJ something to read and we both forgot our glasses and we're just squinting and trying to read this and I'm having, I can't read it very well. But
It's all good.
We'll get through it.
We've got this. We've got this.
Got this. That's a good
funny.
one. I
That is
like
funny.
that.
And it's very true too.
It's very true.
Very true.
Yes.
And you know the worst thing is, I don't know how many times it's happened to you, but miraculously you forget both their names. So you can't even introduce them because it's just like an oh dear moment.
I have that a lot. Maybe it's an age thing, but if I introduce people at a party or I'll take it back. Maybe it's a something else thing. When I meet people at a party that I know and I'm with someone, I forget their names. It happens a lot.
We can unpack that off air, I think.
Yeah, it's I can't remember. It's like, hi, mate.
That's funny.
Yeah. Okay, so what have we got? Up to the law of the result.
Yes.
When you try to prove to someone that a machine won't work, it will.
Oh, which is so funny for those of us that are tech challenged.
Me.
Oh, both of us. Openly. You'll hear me say this quite often, that Tech and I are dating and it's not going well because it doesn't buy me flowers or chocolates. But yes, the machine always works.
It does. So I've had that happen to me many times, yeah.
Many times.
This one is right down your path.
It is. And it's the law of biomechanics. So biomechanics is human movement, for those that don't know. And the severity of the itch is introvertly proportionate to your ability to reach.
Inversely. See, I
Inversely.
need my glasses just like you.
Oh, yes. So how many times do you get the itch right in the middle of your back and you know that your arms just won't get there? So then you have to dive around, and chopsticks are a godsend, can I just say? Because you can always grab a chopstick and get it there.
There's no one listening, so the question from me to you is, have you ever used a fork?
No.
They're great.
A fork?
And have you ever leant against a door jamb and you scratch your back like a bear against a tree?
No.
Yeah, I have. It doesn't look good, but it feels great.
Yes. And the worse you can't reach it, the worse it gets. Have
It
you
does.
noticed that?
Yes, you can't. And if you're driving a car and you get it right in the middle of your back,
How
there's
bad
nowhere to
is
scratch your
that?
back, and you're sort of moving around and moving your shoulders like you're dancing to funk music, but there's no music playing.
But you know what that just instantly reminds me of?
What?
Focus goes where your energy flows. So the more you focus on the itch, the more your focus is on it.
How do you stop it? Mentally.
Stamp on your toe, maybe? I don't know. Crank the music. Think of something else. I don't
Where
know.
is this podcast going? So then we've got the law of the theatre and hockey arena. And I have to grab this. And this is a long one. Why am I doing this one? Okay, the law of the theatre and hockey arena. At any event, the people whose seats are furthest from the aisle always arrive last.
Oh,
This is so
yes.
true. They are the ones who will leave their seats several times to go for food, beer, or the toilet, and who leave early before the end of the performance or the game is over.
So true.
The folks in the aisle seats come early, never move once, have long gangly legs or big bellies, and stay to the bitter end of the performance. The aisle people also are very surly folk.
Well, I can imagine why they're surly if they're interrupted so many times. So that's the last comment's a bit unnecessary, but yes, how often does that happen? Especially now, have you noticed? I went to the State Theatre not that long ago, and they've revamped it since I was there many years ago.
Yeah.
The rows are longer, so you've got more people you have to walk past to get to an aisle.
They're longer.
I'm like, what's with that?
Yeah.
So no wonder people get annoyed, because it doesn't matter which way you go, there's no short way. But do you feel like you're being watched when you go to these things now? Because you want to hope that you don't have the furthest seat in.
you can feel all the eyes in the back of your head like lasers just burning into the back of your neck. And you know what? I'm not PC, and I think that the last line is really appropriate. You aisle people, you are very surly folk.
Oh, I can
All of you.
understand. I really understand
whole
why
lot.
they'd be surly. No, I love aisle people.
You surly bunch.
I always apologise. I don't know. Do you know that that's another really good point? If you are somebody who has the furthest seats and you are getting up and down, please excuse yourself, use some manners and apologise. And so that the people on the end aren't surly, if you're going for a tea or coffee or whatever, offer to buy them something for the way back, because I'm sure that they'll love you a little bit more for it. Just a little LJ gem there.
Moving on.
Anyway, words of wisdom today. The law of coffee. As soon as you sit down with a hot cup of coffee, your boss or somebody else will ask you to do something that will last until your coffee is cold.
Yep.
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
No words of explanation required for that one.
No, done. Did you get my definition of coffee I sent you today?
I did. Kind of went over my head a little bit, but I'm like, that was very funny.
So the definition of coffee is the person who's been coughed on.
You'll have to explain that to me.
Well, you have employer and employee.
Coffee
Coffee is the person that's been coughed on.
Perspective's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Hang on, I need to find some laughter.
Thank you so much for persevering with us during this podcast today.
Yeah, coffee doesn't work. It's not going to work. Okay, so what are we up to?
The law of lockers.
Murphy's law of lockers. If there are only two people in a locker room, they will have adjacent lockers. Yeah. How true is that?
Very true.
And do you find that in car parks?
Yes.
Like a supermarket, you park your car somewhere far away so no one bumps into your car. You get back and they're parked right next to you in an empty car park. They're right next to you.
Yes, and they've parked as silly as they can so that it makes it more awkward for you to get in.
Why?
For our amusement and resourcefulness.
It's the law.
Because it sounds like, I just have to say, these are really funny, but I think if you listened too closely into them, they are below the line laws.
They are. They're a bit of a triggering thing.
They are a bit of a triggering thing.
Yeah. Anyway, next one.
The law of physical surfaces. The chances of an open-faced jelly sandwich landing face down on the floor are directly correlated to the newness and the cost of the carpet or the rug.
Yeah. Obviously, there's an American email, but jelly's in jam.
Jam.
Something, or we can say in Australia, Vegemite.
Or we could add in there, or cleanliness of the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
Dare we say that one?
Have you dropped ever a piece of toast or a bread with something on it and it's landed face up? Because every time I've done it, it's gone face down and all over the floor. Every single time.
Can I just say, I have two beautiful dogs that get to come in and say good morning to me. No, they don't live in the house, but they come in and say good morning. So if I drop anything, it doesn't even make it to the floor. So I can't really comment on that one.
They're like vacuum cleaners.
No, it doesn't even make it to the floor.
Yeah.
So if I was smart, I would have called them Hoover and Electrolux, but I didn't, so.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we've got the...
Law of logical argument.
Law of logical argument. This one, don't know. Anything is possible if you don't know what you are talking about.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Anything is possible if you know...
Where did you get these again?
Sort of, that was a bit of a rambling one, that one. So, yeah, we'll keep going.
I think the last couple are a little bit there. So Brown's law of physical appearance: if the clothes fit, they're ugly. Not always. I don't agree with that one, but yeah, no. Anyway, moving on.
I've got nothing to say. I love it. Oliver's law of public speaking. This is true. Oliver's law of public speaking: a closed mouth gathers no feet.
Okay.
You can't put your foot in your mouth if you don't say anything.
Click.
Yeah.
Light bulb moment.
A closed mouth gathers no feet.
That's actually a really good one.
We could get T-shirts made up with that.
We could. That's a really good one. So Oliver's law, public speaking, for all our public speaking people out there.
That's us.
That is us. And this the last one?
Yeah,
One more. I know I've got one more.
We've got 2 to go.
So, Wilson's law of commercial marketing strategy, or this will be fun. As soon as you find a product that you really like, they'll stop making it.
Have you experienced that?
Yes.
Me too. And I'm going to have to rant, and I don't rant often, but here's my rant. I love my aftershaves, as you know, and there was an aftershave that was made years ago called Envy by Gucci. Gucci Envy, and it came out in a square bottle. It was a green aftershave. It was fantastic. They stopped making it, and there was a big hue and cry all around the world about Gucci Envy. So they still don't make it. It's not going to come back into production ever. I've got 1 bottle left. If I sell it now on eBay or on a similar site, I could probably get about $600 for this bottle, which is extraordinary. I love it. It smells really good. To find a replacement is almost impossible because it's hard to find something that is 90 to 100% similar. You get things at 70, 80%.
Close, but no cigar.
Close, but no cigar. And they made this for years and years, and obviously I'm not in their marketing scheme and I don't know their sales and everything else, but it was around for a very long time, and suddenly, there you go. It's commercial marketing. As soon as you find a product you like, they stop making it, and that happened to me.
Very true. So, what is our lucky last one for the day?
Okay, drum roll, please. Hey, that was a good drum roll. So here it is. This is the doctor's law. And you know, this is true.
And we're apologising now to all the doctors out there that we know.
So if you don't feel well, make an appointment to go to the doctor. By the time you get there, you'll feel better. But don't make an appointment and you'll stay sick. Now, I could poll people. I could poll 50 people, and I'm confident I would get a very positive response that this is true.
I'm fairly confident that you would get a response that is true too.
Yeah.
This was a fun exercise. Thanks, Dave.
That's it. I just thought, we do a lot of deep diving and a lot of talking about the coaching-based stuff, and just for something different, let's mix it up a little bit and just have just a bit of an easygoing, fun type sort of podcast where nothing means nothing, and we just did it.
And the really interesting thing is, even though that they are lighthearted and fun, we can still flip perspective to make them, as we said, some of them are below the line a little bit, and that's okay. But have fun, enjoy your life, and don't forget to laugh a little bit more for you.
I think laughing is so important. And our podcasts, LJ, where can we find them?
We are on Spotify Music, Apple, Amazon, website, Facebook. I think that's it. Every major platform we're on.
We are there, and our website is
coachtalk.com.au.
You drilled it. I try to catch you out every single podcast, and you did such a great job.
Thank you. Yep, all over it now. So we look forward to talking to you, and thank you to some wonderful people that have been listening to the podcast and doing some catch-ups and re-listening. We love the feedback, and we're so grateful for your time and energy to actually let us know how much it's helping you.
Yeah, we do. I spoke to you last week, LJ, about an email that I got from a wonderful person, and I'll do a shout out next time around, but we do get fantastic support and feedback. So thank you, everybody. Have a great week. And LJ, I will talk to you soon.
Bye, Dave. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.
Bye now.